What's up, Tiger fans? Welcome back to another episode of Tiger Talk TV. I am the Corey C. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single upcoming episode. You can find us wherever you get your podcast. We're on the Apple Podcast app, Spotify, YouTube, you name it. So be sure to follow the show and tell every Tiger that you know. And remember, when you support Tiger Talk TV, it all helps the cause, which is the I love Jackson State University. All right, our next guest needs no introduction. We all know her, we all love her, and she's here to talk about her next chapter as her story continues. The one, the only, Leilani Armenta. Welcome to Tiger Talk TV. Welcome back to Tiger Talk TV.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Always, always, we love you, and we're so proud of you. So we just want to
Thank you.
celebrate you as much as possible. And we want to hear. Obviously, some big moves you're making, and we want to hear all about it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
congratulations, first and foremost. And we'll
Thank
get
you.
to it. We'll get to it. But the last time we had you on, it was because of you joining the football team, and we haven't really had you
Yes.
back since then. We know you won't be with the team anymore. You moving on to bigger and better things. We'll get to it.
Yes.
But
Thank
we
you.
want to talk about just a great story. It made national headlines, and I don't know if you've had time to reflect back on it now that your Jackson State football career is over. I don't know in the moment if you can really understand the enormity of it. But were you
Yeah.
able to kind of understand it in the moment? And if not, have you been able to reflect back on it as of yet?
Yeah, I think after when I did sign with the Mississippi Panthers, I did look back and I'm like, I'm very thankful for the opportunity that Jackson State has given me and thankful for the program that I got to play with. It was a big step in history, a big step for women, and I'm very thankful that I had the opportunity to do it. I had the support from my mom and dad, support from my family, support from the fans, support from the I love. So it just made it so much better being at Jackson State, playing for an amazing university and program. Yeah, I kinda looked back on it, I'm like, "Wow, I can't believe I did that," and I'm very thankful to be a part of it, and I think it was a great step for women. We're heading in the right
Absolutely.
direction and a great step for athletes all around. We wanna encourage one another, and I think that what I was able to do, is just gonna keep pushing all of us in the right direction. So I'm very thankful for the time that I had at Jackson State University,
Yeah.
in the sports programs.
And with it being such a huge story nationally, as you look back,
Yeah.
what were some of the surprises in terms of people who reached out to you, or just platforms that you saw the story on?
Yeah, I mean, seeing it all over was kind of like, wow. I mean, it was on ESPN. It was on the HBCU news a few times, and I was like, wow. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's amazing just to have your name out there, but you're like, wow, I really made an impact. I think for me, it really kind of hit me, and when I realized, wow, what I'm doing is great, is when I would have younger women or fans come up to me at the game and ask for a picture, say, hey, what you're doing is amazing, and I was just like, wow, like I'm very thankful that I got to do it, be a part of it because it was probably the best parts of my life,
Mm, wow.
getting to make history like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had a lot of platforms reach out to me, a lot of people, a lot of family, and once again, I'm just thankful that people are seeing what I'm doing is good and recognizing it, and I'm glad that I was able to do it, leave my mark, and continue to grow.
All right. I know you had a lot of great times with the team, but I want you to,
Yes.
if you can, pick one memory, your fondest memory with the team. And then from there, I'm going to ask you for a funny story. So you got two of them: fondest memory and a
Okay.
funny story.
We have 2. It was the first time that I went 3 for 3 at University of Arkansas Pine and Bluff. That was a big moment for me.
Mm,
I had an ACL injury my senior year of high school, and that was hard, figuring out what college I wanna go to. And then I switched sports, so I was, playing with the football team and being able to score, being able to be the first woman to do it at such a great university, I was very, very thankful I had that opportunity. It was probably the best memory I've had there.
okay.
The second I'm gonna say was, going to Atlanta, playing in the
Mm,
Mercedes-Benz Stadium, winning a national title, an HBCU national title was amazing. It was the best experience. My mom and dad actually, drove from California
oh,
to go to
they
Atlanta to watch
drove?
me.
Wow.
Yeah, to watch me, to watch the team, and it's amazing to have that support from my family, to go on and win it, the whole thing. It was a very amazing experience.
All right. And take us behind the scenes. Give us a funny story
A funny story?
that you can share on
Uh,
Tiger Talk, that you can actually share on the
let's
podcast.
see. Um, I don't know about funny story, but I have a few that, I remember sometimes I'll kick, like, in the pregame, and then I'll take my helmet off, and the other team be like, "Oh, they had a girl." And then I'll go up at the end of the games, and I'll be like, "Oh, great job, great job." They're like, "Oh, wait, you did a good job." Like, I remember the Mississippi Valley game, like, I had a couple of the guys from the other team come up to me and were like, "Oh, great job." I was like, "Oh, thank you." It was just cool to see other men, supporting what I'm doing, other SWAC schools, so
Mhm.
it wasn't funny, but it was just kind of like it was cool to see that,
Yeah.
other teams in the SWAC supporting me. It was a very cool opportunity to see that.
Now, what's funny about that to me is that they were actually shocked or surprised. Like,
They were
this has been
shocked. I
everywhere, all
mean,
over
they'd
the
never
news.
seen it. I was like,
Where
"How
have
long
they
has this
been?
been
It's all
out?"
over. I guess
Yeah.
they missed it, huh?
Yeah.
They weren't on social media that day, I guess.
Gosh, it was funny. That's why it was kinda shocking. I was kinda
Yeah.
funny. I'm like, "Oh, I've been here for 2 years," but yeah. No, it was cool.
Oh,
It was really good
oh.
nice to be able and people came up to me. I was like, "Thank you."
I mean, it
Yeah.
was literally the biggest story in HBCU football at one point. So
For a
I
while,
don't know how they missed.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. It's very
But
cool.
anyway, no, good stuff. Good stuff. So talk about the staff and your teammates, just how they treated you and accommodated you as well.
Yeah, I want to say a big thank you to my teammates. Um, they really picked me up. I mean, I was playing at the Division 1 level. I was playing at a school that was the best in the country. I was playing with a lot of top athletes. I just want to thank my teammates. I want to thank each and every one of them for taking me in, for treating me as at first as a woman, they were all very respectful, and then second as an athlete. I was there running, I was there lifting, I was there doing the punishments with them, and they saw that every day. And I think I got respect from doing everything. I never sat there and complained. I just did it.
Mhm,
I'm there to do a job. That's all I always say about sports. I'm there to do a job, and I just really want to thank them um, for treating me like in a nice way. They were always very respectful, and it meant a lot to me because I loved going to practice. I loved seeing them. I was always included in everything, and it just makes playing in any sports team better, when you have a team that supports you. I want to say thank you to the coaching staff for taking me on the team. I think I'm really thankful for that opportunity. I'm thankful to be a part of it, and I'm really excited to be seeing what's next. I'm thankful for the growth that I had at Jackson State. I feel like mentally, physically, it built me into the woman that I am today, and that's going to help me in my next journey in life. So I just want to thank the whole program and especially my teammates for the respect that they were shown to me.
mhm. And going back to the fan support, you talked about it earlier, just the pictures and the
Yes.
autographs. But I mean, what was that experience like? Because every time I would see you pregame,
Yeah.
Tiger Walk, after the game, it's like they were just mobbing you. I'm talking about big
Yes,
time
yes.
celebrity pictures, autographs, and to see your jersey, people wearing your jersey. Just
It
what was
was
that
oh
like?
my gosh, yes. I remember the first time I saw my jersey, not my family. It was actually someone that I didn't know wearing it. I was like, "Wow, someone paid money to put like my last name on their back." I was like honored. I'm like, I
Hmm.
grew up playing soccer, football, track. We all have people we look up to. And I'm like, for someone to buy my jersey, to wear it, to proudly say, "Oh, I support her." And I remember getting off the bus, Jacobian and I would always be the last ones to go into the
Hmm.
locker room because we'd always sit there and sign. And
Yeah.
I every minute of it I loved. Any fan that anyone wanted a picture, wanted an autograph, I was always willing to sign or take a picture. I can't do what I do without the fans, and I just want to thank Jackson State. I mean, again, I'm not from Mississippi. I kind of came in here 2 years ago from California. A lot of people didn't know who I was, and I just want to thank people for welcoming me and supporting me in my journey. I was the first woman to do it. And I'm really thankful that I had the support from the I Love, from people from all over the HBCU community, from people from all over, because it really made the difference. But again, we all had someone we looked up to and people who looked up to me at the time, and I'm just very thankful for that. I did not care how many signatures or photos I took. I just wanted to be appreciative and show my appreciation towards my fans because they come here to watch us. And the reason we get to play these games and travel is because of our fans. And you can
Mhm.
tell, when we go play certain places, we have a huge fan base, and we're all so thankful for that because it really leads to greatness, a win, an HBCU national title. So we're not anything without the fans. We want to thank you guys for everything you guys do for us.
You said something there just kind of casually, but it was a huge, huge statement and it stood out. You didn't say it intentionally. It is what it is.
Hmm.
But you said you and Jacoby and were always the last two to
Hmm.
go in because you signed autographs. But think about that. The quarterback, that's a
The
given.
quarterback, I
He's
know, I
usually
was
the most,
honored.
yeah.
I
Quarterback
was,
is usually the guy, the most popular person
I
on
was
the team.
honored. I
But
remember the
the
first time he
quarterback,
talked to me. Yeah, I
yeah.
was like,
No,
oh
no.
my gosh.
What I mean, no, no. What I mean specifically, I get that, but what I'm saying, think about it. The people
Yeah,
who are signing autographs the longest, the quarterback is usually given, but
yeah.
Leilani Armenta and the quarterback of all the players on the team,
Of
it's
all the
Leilani
players.
Armenta
Oh, I
who's with
know.
the
I thought
quarterback the
about
last
that.
walk in. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was surreal. I was like, wow, like people. people like support me. They want to see me succeed, and it's just it's refreshing. It's refreshing to be in an environment where people want you to succeed, and the fans for me that made me want to keep going. I had people that supported me. I had people who wanted me to show up and play, and I supported that. I loved that, and it was really an honor. Again, Jacobian is an amazing quarterback, the best in the SWAC, the best in HBCU to do it, and to be able to be with him and people supporting us, supporting the team, it was amazing. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity I had and for all those everyone that asked for a picture or signature. I'm very grateful for them.
Yeah. You talked about your family driving to Atlanta to
Hmm.
watch the Celebration Bowl. Your name will just forever be in the history books at Jackson State. Obviously,
Thank
for being
you.
the first female kicker, first female player at all to, and
Yeah,
definitely to
thank you.
score. But then to win a national championship, that team will go down in history as the first to win the Celebration Bowl. Now we've had teams in the
Yes.
past to win a national championship, but that was before the Celebration Bowl era. So that
Yeah.
was huge. Talk about the experience and just having your name again in history and being a national champion for Jackson State forever.
Amazing. Best experience I could have asked for. Very thankful to be a part of it. Very thankful I had the opportunity to go to the game. Like I said, my mom and dad are the biggest supporters I have, the reason I keep doing what I'm doing. I was so thankful they came to the game. They're willing to do anything for me, and I just appreciate that. That's why I get to play at Jackson State. That's why I get to go play professional now, is because of them. Being a part of Jackson State for me was the best decision I've ever made. I'm getting an education I'm very proud of, and I can't wait to take to the workforce. Playing wise, I'm very thankful. It's an amazing experience to play with so many great players from all over the place that, you wouldn't think you would ever meet. And like those are connections right there. So being able to go to Atlanta, play at the Mercedes-Benz, win the Celebration Bowl, it was really life-changing. And I'm grateful that I'm going to be in the history books, and that's something that, no one can take away. I did it. I put in the work just like everyone else, and I'm grateful to have that support again to be able to do that.
Yep, yep. And up next, obviously, you're turning the page to that next
Yes.
chapter. You drafted a beautifully written message
Thank
to the
you. Thank you
fans.
so
It's a
much.
heartfelt message, and it was just great. I know fans
Thank
got
you.
emotional. I'm sure you got a lot of
Thank
feedback,
you.
but it was just amazing. You talked about connecting with coaches, and obviously for those who,
Mhm.
well, I
Yeah.
guess some players from the other team didn't know you were on the team. I guess there may be people out there who don't know what we're talking about as
Yeah.
well. I guess we need to rewind and specifically say what we're talking about, Leilani. Or I'll let you say it. Go ahead. What's the next step? I'll let you announce it. Re-announce.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be playing in the WNFC, which is the Women's National Football Conference, and I'm gonna be playing for the defending national champions, the Mississippi Panthers, located in Jackson, Mississippi. This is a women's professional tackle football league, and I'm gonna be kicking next year with them. And I'm very, very, very thankful to be a part of it. Um, I think everything happens for a reason, and I was led in this direction, and by the support of my family, Coach Jackson, the head coach, reached out, and I was able to go to a game and watch these amazing women perform. I was very impressed. They were all very respectful, very good at what they do. And I'm just thankful to be, in a new opportunity where other women are playing. The game is growing, the game is changing, and I get to go in there and be an asset for the team. And I'm very, very thankful that I get to be still at Jackson State to get my education, but also playing for the best team in the country in the Mississippi Panthers.
And as you were making that decision and weighing your options, and you mentioned it in your post, you talked about connecting with coaches from both football and soccer, college coaches
Yes.
from those
Yes.
sports, and receiving several offers, including scholarships. So, was there
Yep.
a tug of war? Just what went into the thought process? Were you at one point leaning towards a
Mhm.
specific school or even a specific sports before the Panthers, or were they in the
Mhm.
picture first, or just kind of take us through that?
Yeah, so, like I said in my post, I did have a lot of opportunities in soccer. I had a lot opportunities in football, all divisions, for both scholarship opportunities were present. But for me, I've always been I've always been very driven in the classroom in my education. And I'm a journalism and media studies major with a sports minor. And I have to say, I've had some of the best professors I've ever had at Jackson State. I've learned so much that I never would have learned staying in California. And for me, it kind of came down to my education. I got into all these schools, I had coaches reach out to me. I'm thankful for each and every one. Each conversation was great. And again, I'm thankful for the opportunity to keep playing at any level, any division for both sports. But it really came down to, where do I want to earn a degree and be successful, but where do I also want to be happy? I came to Jackson State and I loved, again, the academics, and I had the opportunity to play there. As I've been in Jackson, Mississippi, I've met a lot of amazing people. Again, I'm not from Jackson, I'm from
Right.
California, Southern California. I've never been to the South. And as I've been there, I feel like I've grown and as an individual. I've been a little bit more reliant, trying to like do
Mm.
stuff on my own. And I've met a lot of great people from Jackson State, also outside of Jackson State, just in the state of Mississippi. And I really like being there. I really enjoy the environment. I like my education. And I was just kind of looking at all aspects. And I'd known of the WNFC, the Women's National Football Conference. And, I had the honor. Coach Jackson reached out to me and was like, hey, if you want to come play for us? And I was like,
Mhm.
wow, like I was truly honored. I'm like, this is a professional level. I would, I'd love to. So I did weigh out all the options. I did look at every sport. But I truly love the game of football. I love the aspect of kicking. I've worked very hard at it. And now I have the opportunity to do the next thing in my career and playing at the professional level, something I've dreamed of since I was little. I didn't know it was going to be in women's football, but
Yeah, right.
when I was little, it may have been soccer. But as I've grown, I've just seen the game of football has grown, and I loved what I did at Jackson State. I was like, I want to keep kicking, and if I have the opportunity to play somewhere, to be happy, to be supported, and to get an education, I think that's the best fit for me. And I reached out to all those coaches and just kind of said how thankful I was for those opportunities. But I want to be at Jackson State. I want to play for the Mississippi Panthers and I want to go win another ring. And I think all three of those aspects were something that I was looking for and I found in Jackson, Mississippi.
Wow. Checked every box.
Yeah.
Checked every box. You mentioned the Panthers staff reaching out to you. Did you have a prior
Mhm.
relationship with any of the players or the staff?
I knew of them. I knew because of, Jackson State football. They're very supportive of us. Like when we won the SWAC championship and the HBC national championship, they reached out and, congratulated me and everything. So that was very nice. So I always knew of them, but again, I was at Jackson State, so I just never kind of, went to a game. But after the fact, I kind of did some more research. I'm like, wow, this is growing. This is incredible what women are doing. Like we're taking over and I love this. And I'm, always for women in sports and what I'm doing is great in the men's world, but I'm very excited for this opportunity going into an all women's conference and competing with some of the top women in the country. So I felt like after I went into the portal, I kind of explored all my options, and that's when I started connecting more with these coaches from the Mississippi Panthers because I'm like, you know what, the opportunity's there. I want to run and I want to take this.
Had the idea of playing for them after your career was over, had that ever crossed your mind prior to them contacting you? Or is that when it hit you like, wow, you know what? I can actually play for them.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, like, again, because 'cause I'm not from, like, Mississippi, so I was like, "I don't know if I'm gonna stay, if I'm gonna do a master's program," all that. So I was like, "I don't even know if I wanna play," So and it didn't really hit. I don't think any, like, men's, women's soccer, I don't think any of that kinda went to my mind, but I always knew after Jackson State, I would have liked to gone further. I love sports. It's just something that I'm in journalism media studies. I wanna go into sports broadcasting. This is something that I would love to do. Now I get to say I was the first to do it in high school. I was the first to do it in college, and now I'm a professional athlete on the Mississippi Panthers, which is in the Women's National Football Conference, a huge conference that's growing. I just feel like it's another great step in my career, and I'm just again very thankful for the opportunity because it all fit, and I think it's going to be great.
I asked you earlier about reflecting back on your time at Jackson State and it really
Yeah.
hitting you as far as how big it was and the history that
Hmm.
you made. Same question pertaining to the Panthers. That feeling when you really just had time to sit down and soak it all in
Hmm.
and realize that you'll be able to continue playing football and get your degree from Jackson State.
Yeah. I got a little bit emotional about it. I was like, wow, this is what I dreamed of since I was a little girl. I always wanted to play professional. I wasn't sure where it was going to be, but having the opportunity to play with such an amazing group of women and, an amazing group of coaching staff that are supporting these women, it's just, it's everything I could have imagined. I'm, like I said, I think everything happens for a reason. I'm so thankful for my time at Jackson State football, but it just kind of opened another door that I wasn't even maybe looking at. And I just, again, I'm very thankful I get to earn my degree at Jackson State because it's an amazing university. I have amazing classes there. I have 2 more years to go for my bachelor's, and then now I get to play with, other women and a great group of women. And I'm someone who's always, uplifting women in sports, always lifting women, and I think this conference growing and it's already there. It's growing even more, but if I can add some value and that's all I want to do. I just want to be able to enjoy these next couple years of college and after and while I'm still young. So I'm very thankful that I have the opportunity to keep doing this, to keep playing at the next level, at the higher level.
And Leilani, you continue to talk about your family and how they've always supported
Yeah.
you, but talk about them specifically in this instance as you were
Mhm.
obviously transitioning and what they meant to you throughout this process.
Yeah. My family, my best friends. I think that's why it was hard when I went over there because I didn't know anyone. And my mom and dad are my biggest supporters through thick and thin. Um, and I think, when I was looking at all these options, do I want to go back to soccer? Do I want back to football? Like, do I want to come home? I was just kind of, they were like, we just want you to be happy. Whatever you do, we're going to support you. And they've always been like that. And I really appreciate that. I mean, they're just the best human beings. I also have a brother, and he's 4 years younger than I am, and
Okay.
he's the same way. He's always uplifting, always wearing a jersey, always trying to support. So it's nice having like that support system. Like I don't have to do this on my own. When I weighed out all the options, I talked about it with my mom and dad. I looked over everything, and I just think it made it easier knowing that, okay, I'm going to go play professional, I'm going to get an education, I'm going to go, back across the country and stay there, and they're going to support me through it. I don't have to worry about that. Again, we're from California, and they would drive almost to every game, to Jackson State football game, the home games, and come just watch me. They're so proud of me, and I'm so thankful for them because without them, there's no Jackson State, there's no WNFC. So, yeah, I'm really thankful for my mom and dad. I love them so much.
And then the fan reaction, I know they've supported you just throughout your time at Jackson State, even playing
Mhm.
soccer at Jackson State, but, whatever
Yeah,
you do, they're
that's
behind you. But what was the reaction? Because I know it caught a lot of fans off guard. So what were like
yeah.
those messages and comments like?
They were really positive. I wasn't sure. I was like, not with our fans. Our fans are always supporting one another, but you know how people get, when you leave or do something. But I wanted to be as respectful as possible. It didn't work out. I didn't anticipate for this to happen. It was truly up to Jackson State football, like I said, but I want to make the best out of it. I love Jackson State. I like the education. The Mississippi Panthers are the best team in the country right now to play for the women's league. And the fans were very supportive of that. I wanted to write something that I could thank my our fans, and I wanted to thank everyone that supported me. I didn't want to go out there and just say I'm leaving. This is what I'm
Mhm.
doing. I wanted to be respectful about it because I've been given that respect by our fans. I just want to say thank you. I had a lot of people reach out like, "Oh, let me know what your number is for your jersey, or I have
Okay.
to come to a
Wow.
game." Yeah, because we play in Madison. So, and it's kind of cool, Jackson State fans are going to go. We can get more,
Oh yeah.
viewers and everything. So I just always want to thank like our fans. Like I can't, at least for me, I can't do what I do without the support from you guys. Like you guys do so much for us. You don't even know. Like, and it was always so cool. Like go to football games, go to, like I said, the HBCU national championship game, to go to the SWAC game and have all these people from all over come support one team, one journey, one win. It's just nice to have, it's refreshing to have people that support us and support me. So it was very positive online, and I'm very thankful for that because I worked really hard to make an impact at Jackson State, and I want to make another impact in the WNFC, and it's nice to have people that want to see you succeed on and off the field.
Yeah. The Jackson State fans will definitely be out there supporting you. So
Yeah,
that
that's
that
gonna be cool.
attendance is going to increase for the Mississippi
Yes.
Panthers. So absolutely. So when will you be joining the team? When will your first season begin as well? Just kind of take us through that.
Yeah, so I think we're going to be starting October. I think that's when official tryouts are. Well, people try out, the team kind of gets going. The season is from the end of February to June.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah. And then the off season we'll be practicing, doing all that. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a
Okay.
good year and a new chapter for, new chapter in the book. So I'm very, very excited.
All right. All right. Leilani, someone asked on the KC 1400 live show the other night,
Mhm.
will you be playing any other positions now? Will you be
Oh,
hitting?
I
Will you be
saw
getting the hit?
that.
Oh, you saw it? Okay. Or sticking the kick. So let's let
I
you
was laughing
answer
about
that.
that.
It was funny. Yeah.
No,
But we'll let you
no,
answer.
yeah, no, I was laughing. I remember someone said something about a linebacker. I was like, no,
All
these
right.
women, they're professionals. I
Okay.
was like,
Okay.
no, that's for them. No, I'm just a kicker. I'm a kicker.
Okay.
Yeah, I do,
Okay.
field goal, PAT, kickoffs, maybe some punts. But no,
Okay.
that's been my specialty since I was young. Again, I played soccer, and then I was introduced to football in high school, and I've trained year round for football. That's all I've known. So I want to go in there and make an impact in the special teams department. I'll leave everything else to the rest of the amazing women in the team. But that's not my field. That's not my yeah. I'm a
That was
specialist. I'm,
yeah, that was funny. I wanted you to. I wanted them to hear you say it though.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
a legitimate question. No, you never know. You never
Yeah,
know.
you never know, but no, no, that's my department. The special teams, special things. I want to go in
Got
there and
it.
make an impact for them for that.
Got it.
So
All
Yeah.
right, so you spoke to the Jackson State fans recently. Now speak to the Mississippi Panthers fans and organization because I know they'll see this. What do you want to say to them?
I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for giving me a chance. I want to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of an amazing organization. The Women's National Football Conference. It's amazing. I mean, I'm in California. There's three teams we have in California,
Oh, okay.
which is very cool. It's growing. It's something amazing. When I was younger, I never saw women playing football. I never saw, tackle football. I never saw flag football. So to be able to proudly say I'm playing professional, women's tackle football is truly an honor. I mean, I want to say thank you to the WNFC for allowing these opportunities for women. I want to thank the Mississippi Lady Panthers for I had a lot of my teammates reach out to me, saying thank you for joining or super excited to meet you. And I just want to thank them. Like it really means a lot. I've worked really hard over the past few years. In football, and it's really refreshing to be able to go on to the next level, take my talents, add some value anywhere I can on the team, and I just want to thank them. I want to thank Coach Jackson, our head coach, for believing in me and for taking me on the team. They already have an amazing team, so I'm truly honored to be able to have an opportunity to go in there and earn a spot.
Hmm.
But yeah, I just want to say thank you, and I'm ecstatic for next season. They're actually going to be playing tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the Eastern Conference championship game, and then they go to the final championship game. So I really hope they win this season.
Right.
But yeah, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for taking a chance and for believing in me as a person and as a player.
Yep. All right. And then last but not least, any shout outs to family, friends, your support system? I'm sure they'll watch as well.
Yeah. First, thank my mom and dad and my brother Rylan. Without them, there's no me. So I really want to thank them for just being a part of every step of my life and supporting everything I do on and off the field. They're the best family to have. I just want to thank all my family as a whole. We have a great, our mentors are great. So I want to say thank you for that. I do want to thank, first off, just Jackson State football. Thank you for the opportunity. Again, thank you to my teammates who were always very respectful of me. I enjoyed every moment with you guys, and I'm very thankful to be a part of the history books. I want to thank the Jackson State fans and the alumni and everyone who supports me in Jackson State. Um, you guys are the best. You guys always support us, whether it's, a live stream, whether it's a game, whether it's another sport. I like a part of the reason I came to Jackson State was our fans want to see us succeed. We always have a support system in anything we do. And I think that's very powerful and strong when you're a college student at 17, 18, 19, 20, you're 20 years old. So it's nice to have people that want you to like go on in life and do more things. And then again, I want to thank the Women's National Football Conference for creating these women's tackles teams and being able to have being able to give women opportunities to play at the highest level. I think it's amazing. And then lastly, I'd like to thank the Mississippi Panthers. You guys are an amazing team, an amazing group of women, and I'm very, very excited to be joining you guys. And I want to add value any way I can, and to thank Coach Jackson for believing in me and for wanting me to be a part of this team. I'm very, very excited for the next chapter. So I just want to thank everyone for believing in me.
All right. Well, there you have it. Leilani, as always, we appreciate you. We're so proud of you and we're ecstatic that you'll be remaining in
Thank you.
Mississippi for a little bit longer. And we'll be out there
Yeah.
supporting you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate everything from you guys. Thank you.
All right. Well, stay in touch and you know you're welcome on the show anytime. Tiger Talk
Thank
KC
you.
1400. Keep us updated.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right.